Check, check. Check, check, 1, 2. Check. Mic check, mic check. Check, check, check. Yo, check, check, check. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, we have it online? Check, check, check. How about now? Check. Mic check, 1, 2. Mic check, 1, 2. Check, check, check. Testing, testing. Mic check. It still sound like it? Uh, follow me. Check. Mic check. How about now? Mic check. Still sound like that? check, mic check. Mic check, 1, 2. Mic check, 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah. Check, check, check. The one on the camera?
Because it's cold outside. Move. Move. I'm in the way. Alright, I'm gonna go. You said it's back around? Yeah.
It's not the first one, it's the second one.
You got it. Thank you.
Uh-huh. That last one?
It has no ice in it.
That's so heavy. No, it's heavier with water. It's valid. You're moving.
We can't even.
No, because the shit kept getting wet.
Mic check. Mic check, 1, 2. Check, check, check. Mic check, 1, 2. Mic check, 1, 2. Check, check, check. Check, check, check. Mic check. 1, 2. Mic check, 1, 2.
Or like halftime, but I don't know if Diego comes out.
Check, check, check. Mic check, 1, 2. Mic check, 1, 2.
Just not my time. I would never date.
Check, 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 1, 2. Mic check, 1, 2. Check, check, check. Mic check, 1, 2. Mic check, 1, 2. Check. Sound better? Alright.
Do you have like a portable charger or charger? It's like everything right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's me. I live over.
Check, check, check.
They're not here yet, but I heard there was Hi, Mario. I want to have a Thanksgiving dinner.
Joy, do you have a portable charger? Can I borrow it? 15, but I have a charger.
Where's my charger?
Where's my charger? Right.
Hey, G, I don't got nothing loaded.
Yeah, that's so different.
Hey, G, I don't got nothing loaded.
No, I didn't feel nothing yet, but I got you. I was waiting for that. Died on us last week. I got you. I'm waiting to. Ah! AJ! Hey, bring me that strap in the case. Please. All this, delineate. Delineate. All this. Dustin.
Coach Davis.
You know where that?
That's so sick. Everything is cool, though, but send me a message or send me a message or something else, boy.
Hey,
What's up, boss?
what's up, guys? So listen, we did talk to the reps, right? So we're gonna have we talked to the reps. We're gonna have a guy. We need to definitely have a headphone. One of the guys is gonna be right here. It's gonna signal. Go and brace it. You gotta get a headphone. Okay, perfect. So you already know, different from these other ones. Like, okay, y'all tell us if it's Palm Beach. It ain't with the Dade County shit. So there's only one of them. That's when they got the blue shirt. Lighting want me to get green vest rather than the red hat. So they'll make it stand out. That's some shit hard to say. Have a person. But, you know, I know none of them up to run down the strip. He'll throw a fucking penalty because you're on his way. You know, but, so again, y'all can get one of the headphones for them. Martin got here yet?
Yeah. That's what I get. Because I don't know. That's what I thought too. Because I want to get, I thought that's why I just was down here to talk to the coaches. I want to get two in the interview. Okay, and get two coaches. And then we'll get two in the interview. Yeah, we already talked. Yeah, but we did
What the rest of the guys got?
Maybe I think you were coming a little late. Everybody, you know, what you do? You video? It's happening also now.
Yo, what y'all got?
That's why I said the other he's short, he kind of he play ball. You committed already? Oh, what's your name? Study. You committed already?
No, I'm about to. I might go to Jacksonville State for
I see you can go to
You got to finish. I'm going to we're going to be on you now that you done came through this term, bro. You got to, I'm telling you, you got to finish, bro. You have to finish. Also, listen to me. Check this out. Start right and say, the money is sitting on the field. The money is 180, 280. Get grants. Don't try to get the money alone. All right? Get the money away, bro. Like, quick to say that out.
These smart guys, they know these. Who y'all counsel?
I got my friends.
Alright, I'm gonna be on you. Let's get it, man. Let's get it, alright? Yeah. I'm gonna get my stuff. Everything okay?
Yeah, they here. They trying to grab a little buggy
Oh, we gotta use a buggy right. How do you do that?
He did it at school today? How your dog broke his foot?
Oh, nah, he didn't break, he rolled it. No, he here. He's trying to get a buggy.
A buggy? To do what?
To roll around.
He's damn sure he can't get in them stairs. What he gonna do? Do still pictures?
I'm gonna coach like that.
Y'all got 30 minutes. Y'all got everything y'all need to go.
About to put this on top. I heard he's complaining about the deeper that his thing is filled. Oh, trying to
Did you have two of them? Did you have two? Y'all see y'all with
no,
the
they was on one.
one. That's why y'all telling me that right now.
I don't keep them dump. Don't go out of it. You can go back in. Don't you save.
What?
Dump it off of there.
No. Oh, that's what I call the Humanis for. Humanis probably takes the pictures. Yeah, you can delete all the pictures. Not the 16 gigabytes.
Is it on?
Because in my mind, it's like if I can check it, something gets threatened.
See, the thing is, sit down. call it braided. We might be sipping on it. Most of it is sipping. It's sipping like balance. It's sipping like balance. So you gotta make sure like anything over. That's safe, not ice. That's safe, not ice.
DQ. DQ. Henry Williams. Testing. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2.
freshman year, you were just down there.
Excuse me, sir. Mr. Luke. Ben Hammer, I apologize. Could you introduce me to Ben real quick? Sure. I got your name just because I was like normally trying to get confused. But we're going to be doing the broadcasting for today's game. So if you don't mind, we're going to get a quick pregame interview. And I'll just ask you about your team. Nothing too crazy. Essentially hype yourself up. And he'll tell me when to go. Yeah. And there's some music for you guys, huh?
Yeah, nice job. Hey, let's go, locker room on the hop, let's go!
So accurate to say that you guys started 3-4, correct?
I'm not even sure.
Don't worry.
Go back and count it.
I did. So 3-4, rattled off 4 straight. Some impressive about Nino Joseph.
Yeah.
Is it like sometimes people inflate the box score? Is he averaging 200 rushing yards per game?
Yes, but so week 7 or 8, he broke his collarbone. He's not playing tonight. So we have 2 backs that are over 1,000 yards. His backup is.
Your team is in the trenches, right? And I don't watch the tape, but like the box score, like you guys run the rock.
Yeah.
Okay, good to know. And then like it's younger guys too, because I don't name them the sophomore.
We're 17.
Like the roster itself looks a little small
Yeah,
when
yeah.
you read, but like you can tell like those guys are quick,
Yeah.
flashy. Are you a offensive line? Okay.
Yeah.
You always assume teams that have like really good in the trenches teams, especially an offensive line, coach has got to be a former offensive line. Okay. How long have you been at your current?
This is my 2nd year.
Okay. So you turn this thing around pretty quickly.
Yeah, we still got a long ways to go.
I gotcha.
Will the Northwestern Bulls please send your roster to the press box? Will the Northwestern Bulls please send your roster to the press box? Thank you. Thank you.
Sorry. I know you gotta get to your guys. This will be quick. The interview itself is always the most painless part. It's the quickest. Long drive for you guys?
2 hours.
South, so yeah, with traffic too. So you guys are the home team tonight?
Yeah.
God,
I don't know why they always take that side, though. Good job.
I would have thought they're home team. Lely, right?
Lely.
Lely. Good evening, football fans. I'm Benjamin Kier here on a beautiful evening of football at the Mecca. I'm joined by Lely football head coach. Coach, started off 3-4, off 4 straight wins. Perseverance.
That's the results driven and fighting every battle for what it is. And
happened.
And the 2024 era of football, sometimes you think as a fan, oh, they've got to be throwing the football. You guys are running the football, though. A really good team in the trenches, I would say. Can you tell me about your running back situation? I know Nino Joseph was so impressive to start the season, was averaging 200 yards a game before he went down with an injury earlier this season, as you were telling me. How do you guys adapt and overcome that?
So his, not really backup, he was a slot receiver. Ty Collins has come in and done a really nice job at running back. But really that rushing attack is paced by our offensive line. They've done a really nice job. They're 3 underclassmen, 2 seniors, really hard-working group, well coached by Coach Frank Trompenbaum. They really do a nice job and get after it.
It's no secret. Stifle their offensive powerhouse and that passing game tonight.
So our defensive backfield is young, but they practice hard and gotten better all year. The big thing in kind of our culture that we've preached is to be process oriented. You're not going to win every single play or every single battle you fight, as we call them, but you got to win as many as you can and hope that the guy next to you can win some, and just keep fighting and not give up till there's zeros on there, and see if we can if we can persevere.
This game is already big enough being a playoff game, but there are some narratives creeping in here. On Monday, there was a report filed by the FHSAA, an anonymous tip submitted that maybe Northwestern might have an ineligible player on their roster. I know you were quoted in an article by USA Today saying that you were made aware of the situation. Have you heard anything else as a coach? Have they relayed any new information to you? What have you heard about that?
So the only thing that I've heard about that is that any penalties will be levied after the season for Northwestern, but that's out of our control. That's in the FHSAA's hands. We obviously don't do any paperwork or coach any of the players at Northwestern. We're here to put the best product we can on the field, and we didn't really worry about it all week.
Thank you so much for your time, Coach. I appreciate it. Best of luck tonight.
Awesome. Thank you.
So that was Coach. Of course, we'll have more interviews throughout the course of the night. For now, I'm Benjamin Cure here at the Mecca. We'll see you back here soon.
Good evening, and welcome to the nice matchup between the Northwestern Bulls and the Lely Trojans. We're about 5 minutes away from kickoff, so sit back, call your friends, tell them to check out the HBCU and 305 Plus Network for a fantastic playoff game coming to you live from TransPal Stadium.
Good evening, football fans and sports fans alike. Welcome to the Lely Trojans Power Stadium, the mecca of high school sports, where some of the best high school football is played, and some of the best athletes have played right here at the mecca. Now, we're not going to attempt to call any names because we might miss someone, but nevertheless, we have some of the best athletes have played here at the mecca. Some are playing on Sunday in the NFL. Some are playing on Saturday in college. Some are playing semi-pro. Some are playing arena. Some are going overseas and playing. Some are playing sandlot. Some are even sitting in front of the TV playing Madden. But nevertheless, they did play here at the mecca, where some of the best high school football is played. We'd like to take this opportunity to welcome both teams here to the Mecca tonight. Now, we know that this is the Bulls' home field, but we want to take this opportunity. Now, I don't know if Lely has been this way before, but I'm going to do a fact check. But nevertheless, we'd like to take this opportunity to welcome the Lely Trojans here at the Mecca. And we also like to welcome tonight the homestanding Miami Northwestern Bulls. Sportsmanship. Sportsmanship is having pride in your school, your team, and most of all yourselves. Sportsmanship is having respect for the game and those who play it. The Florida High School Athletic Association reminds you to take on the responsibility of good sportsmanship. Play strong, play hard, but most of all, play fair. That's right. Play strong, play hard, but most of all, play fair. The FHSAA remind you that live streaming state series events via social media without prior approval is prohibited. I repeat, it is prohibited. If you are live streaming this event without approval, it may result in sanctions against you and your school. Thank you for your cooperation. The officials are about to meet at midfield with the captains. We will go first with the captains from Lely, the Trojans captains. FHSAA Football Regional Semifinals on the Miami 305 Plus Network on the HBCU Plus Network. Welcome to TransPal Stadium as the Northwestern Bulls take on the Lely Trojans. Nice matchup will be getting underway shortly. The home team, Northwestern Bulls, welcoming the Lely Trojans. And is coming in now. Northwestern. About to get on the way to the national anthem at this time.
And welcome into the Mecca, ladies and gentlemen, on this beautiful 64-degree evening here as the sun has set on South Florida. I'm Benjamin Cure. Welcome in. We've got some playoff action here on the 305 Plus Network, brought to you by HBCU Plus. We've got an excellent game ahead of us here. The 8-2 Northwestern Bulls taking on the 7-4 Lely football Trojans. It's going to be an interesting one tonight. Obviously, a lot of narratives and storylines surrounding each of these teams, and they're going to attempt an onside kick to start this thing off, and Northwestern is prepared, and they recover, and they're going to start off with the ball in their hands with some great field position to start this thing. Of course, the narrative surrounding this entire game being Northwestern and what their season will look like beyond the field. On Monday, an anonymous tip came into the FHSAA regarding an allegation that potentially Northwestern has had a 9th consecutive semester player on their roster, which is by the FSHAA bylaw number 9.5.1 not allowed. So of course any game played with that player would have to be forfeited. Currently it is just an allegation, and no moves will be made in season is what can be assumed. Under center right now is Strotter, gets the snap, pitches it off to the right side, running up the right here, has got some room, and he's just blowing through. What a great play to start off for Northwestern. Great field position and now keeping things going downfield.
Great run to start the game. Got the ball in good position with the onside kick. So it was a good start in the first half.
It is. You know, can't help but wonder how weather will affect this, right? No elements tonight, no rain, and it's not snowing like we saw on Thursday Night Football, but definitely feels like an in-the-trenches game for both of these teams. Obviously, Lely has an incredible team. They have been able to run the rock all season long. I assume they'll try to do that tonight. If Northwestern can match that energy, we're going to be out of here quicker than we can expect.
Definitely a lot cooler than usual, but should be a good night here at the Mecca.
Calvin Russell Jr. off to the right. He's got offers from Alabama, the University of Miami, Florida State, Appalachian State, and currently 24/7 has him warm on several different great programs, radars. Once again, Leon Strotter's going to keep the ball here. He's going to throw it the other side there, running a slant option there, and is brought down just inside the red zone, slips up, tripped by the turf monster, but not before finding themselves in the red zone.
Good pitch to the left. Another first down.
Darius Johnson has sort of emerged here as the season has gone on. He is now the leader in the wide receiver room in terms of average yards per game, which wasn't the case to start the season, but because of injuries and lack of availability, he's sort of grown into his own role.
He's definitely stepped up.
A nice run there straight up the middle, and nobody in front of him, and Northwestern is on the board to start this thing off. Less than a minute into the game, and King Davis finds himself in the end zone. This team's leading rusher this season strikes for 6.
Moves the ball right down the field, 3 plays and a touchdown. Off to a great start.
You know, this is the Lely football team that had really struggled to prevent other teams from scoring this season. You look at their box score, very exciting games. Feels like Pac-12 box scores, 56-44, 56-32. They're going to have to eventually stop the Northwestern Bulls, and the fact that they weren't able to do it on the opening drive is a little bit concerning to me.
They're living up to their standards so far.
Right?
They're off to a regular start. Extra point is good.
And now
Northwestern is up 7-0.
And so the Trojans will look to respond. Obviously, a really good in-the-trenches football team. I spoke to Coach Ben Hammer before the game, and he said it's no secret this team really likes to run the football. They have found tremendous success. They have 2 members on their team, their young team, that have over 1,000 rushing yards. And just look at King Davis here. The speed, the power, has broken tackles all night already and found himself in the end zone there. Hitting a quick John Cena celebration. You can't see me once he reaches the end zone. You know, the kicking is going to be interesting tonight. I know people don't necessarily value kicking as much, but I was on the field pregame and you saw that ball in this cold air kind of dies midair because there's so much wind resistance that these punts and these kicks that they were practicing just don't get off to the same kind of oomph that we're used to. So
we had it onside for the first one, so
exactly.
Let's see what the Bulls do.
Yeah, and the wind is definitely apparent tonight.
You've seen what the Northwestern offense can do. Let's find out how the Northwestern defense will handle this first defensive set.
They've been explosive all season long. They've done a great job of really creating turnovers. Feels like the Dallas Cowboys team a couple years ago where they allow a lot of yardage, but they'll make up for it with the turnovers. And that's a touchback there, so they will start from the 20-yard line here.
Let's see what the Northwestern Bulls will have on defense. Lely has an offense coming out to make up for giving up a first touchdown.
I'm really interested to see how Lely responds. Justin, will they keep the same tempo? Can they run the footballs effectively against a really talented Northwestern team? Because Lely's played great competition, but is that great competition equal to Northwestern, South Florida powerhouse? I'm not quite sure.
Well, let's see how they started off with their first play this evening.
Empty backfield. Quarterback drops back, throws. Quick option over to number 17. Nice pickup there.
So they're starting out with a pass for their first play. Complete. We'll see how they're doing.
And this time they'll decide to run the football with Ty Collins, who makes a nice spin move, takes it to the outside, and picks up a first down. Nice. Love to see it. A little bit of contact after the play there, as you can see. He's a little slow to get up.
Gained a lot more with their first run than the first pass, so
for sure
got their first touch, first down.
And that's been the tale of the tape for this Lely football team, who has really relied on that run game all year long. And they've got obviously some huge guys on their offensive line, so why not utilize it to your advantage? Collins once again straight up the gut. No gain this time. He's stifled at the line of scrimmage. Ty Collins, not a huge running back, standing at 5'5", a younger gentleman as well, only a junior, but he definitely packs a punch once he gets going.
Ball on 38.
And there's a
Moving
flag.
line.
Yeah. Obviously, when you see some offensive linemen get down in the field, you know there was a little bit of shoving pre-snap there. Carter Quinn takes the snap, gives it once more to Ty Collins, who has a wide open lane on the right side, breaks away and is eventually tripped up at the 40, but not before picking up another huge chunk and a first down.
Another first down. You can see why Ainley has been so effective running. They've had two great running plays so far to kick off the game.
They have, and it's really impressive just how open, how big the lanes are and the holes on the offensive line for this running game. I'm sure it makes it a lot easier for them, and that's why they've had two guys go for over 1,000 this year. Quinn drops back, throws into tight coverage, is broken up by Northwestern's number 24, Makai Warden, the senior DB.
That's only the second pass of the evening, so 50%, but good defense prevented that one from going through.
Absolutely, and I think you've got to stop one of the attacks right here. You've got to stop the pass game, make them respect the run, right? You've got to do certain things as a defense, and so if they can keep the run game going, I'm sure they'll be just fine. Ty Collins once more into the center of the pile.
They've had more success running off center. The two up the middle have not gone too far yet.
Exactly, and he is a smaller back, so as big as the offensive linemen are, he's going to get swallowed up there at the line of scrimmage. So like you said, let's hit the outside here. Let's maybe throw a pitch. With his home run speed, he'll be off to the races.
Most definitely. On 40.
3rd and 10 coming up here. A big one for Carter Quinn. Looks left, looks right, dumps it off quickly, and is wrestled out of bounds. Northwestern. Exactly. So that was going to go nowhere, and that'll bring about 4th down here. So like we said, special teams will be an underrated storyline in tonight's game. With the temperature, that ball is not going to sail the way it normally would in the South Florida sun for a field goal or a punt. So what would you do here?
After a great start, they've come down to a 4th down situation. I think they're going to try and go for it.
And I honestly think that's smart football, because we respect Lely football, but at the end of the day, we don't feel like they have faced competition like Northwestern. They've got to make something happen here quickly. That one is deflected, and the ball falls on the ground, which means turnover on downs. And Northwestern, who already has built up a 7-0 lead early in this ball game, is going to send that electric offense back out onto the field here to try and add 6 or 7 more.
Northwestern will get the ball back about the same place they did for the onside kick, so it's going to be about the same. And they may have thought about what you said as far as the punting game and field goal game not being as effective as either. So trying to go for it early on.
And I'd say ideal starting position, right? Like you mentioned, starting around the 40, that's got to help your offense. You don't have to go 90 yards downfield. Give me 6 first downs and we're already in scoring position. So that essentially unstoppable trio of wide receivers moving a little bit more to the inside pre-snap here. Leon Strotter under center will now step back as he looks over to his sideline. King Davis in the backfield, who scored that opening touchdown for the Bulls. Schroeder takes the snap, gives it to King Davis, who takes it to the outside, spins out of one, and finishes that run just shy of the first down.
Great run.
King Davis moving over to Leon Schroeder's left-hand side. Schroeder takes the snap, drops back, looks left, slings it downfield for Nick St. Joseph Jr. Looks like the DB was all over that one, and I see a late flag come in right there. That looked like pass interference. The DB had his arm wrapped around his shoulder.
Hug.
Yeah.
They went deep for it on 2nd and 1.
Well, when you got a guy like Nicholas Lanier out downfield that far, and considering how electric he's been this season, I mean, I think he saw that shot and was willing to either take the PI or maybe find him downfield for another 6. The Northwestern Bulls, in terms of their wide receiver positions, have so many guys, that core, that will play on Saturdays and maybe even Sundays, that I'm sure it's intimidating for opposing DBs. When they get behind you on those routes and they get the amount of separation that they do, it's hard to not flail and at that point feel like, okay, I don't care if it's not necessarily, of course, I don't care if it's not clean football. 7. Let's stop the play, exactly.
He was trying to save 7.
Save 7, hold 2. Fresh out of downs. Schroeder pitches it to King Davis on the left side. He's untouched for the first 5 yards of that run. Breaks through 2 tackles and is brought down, but not before a fresh set of downs.
Great run to the left, down to the first down. They're moving the ball down the field once again.
King Davis has been one of my favorite players to watch this season. He's just such a great runner of the football. Feels like one of those guys in fantasy football who you want to draft in the first round. An excellent player.
He's definitely been electrifying.
For the first time, we're seeing them spread out that wide receiver talent tonight. Leon Schroeder with an empty backfield here on first down. Dangerous position for Lely football. Schroeder looks left, looks down the middle, finds a wide open man. It's Calvin Russell Jr. who finds his way in the end zone for another Bulls 6. Calvin Russell Jr., a young man who has offers from the University of Miami, Florida State, Alabama, Appalachian State. He can go wherever he wants to go, and he decides for tonight, I'm going to go into the end zone. Great play there by Calvin Russell Jr. as the Bulls put up another touchdown here to start this thing off.
The Bulls have no problem moving down the field on both possessions. Very few plays and 2 touchdowns. For the extra point.
Ethan Silva, in spite of the wind, sends that one through the uprights, and that'll make this thing 14-0. Trojans trail by 2 scores. Let's take a quick look at the replay here. So Leon Schroeder, empty backfield. His offensive line gives him time here to make the read downfield, finds his 4-star Calvin Russell Jr., makes the play, has nice separation, and just uses that home run speed to finish the play on the left side there.
They made it look textbook easy.
I think that's the tale of the tape for this Northwestern team all year long. Like you said, they make it look so easy when they score. They can score at will because of how talented their offensive skill positions are.
Right. So with 6:59 left in the first quarter, Bulls 14, Trojans nothing. Trojans back to receive the ball. Let's see what they can do with their second set of downs and possession.
This is the Northwestern Bulls team that last week, of course, went viral and has been posted everywhere, that Coach Bridgewater and this team won their opening playoff game 69-0. Feels a little bit reminiscent of that right now for sure. Silva sends that one soaring back, and that'll be good for a touchback even with the cold weather. Silva has no problem sending that one to the end zone. So that means the Trojans here will start deep in their own territory, around the 20.
The Trojans had a mixed first possession. Started off with the opening pass, but then had 2 great runs. Stalled right after crossing midfield. Let's see what they can do this time.
Absolutely, and like you said, like you observed, those outside runs are really important for them since their offensive line is so big up front, but their running backs are a little bit smaller, a little bit younger underclassmen, so maybe those outside runs are going to fortune them or favor them a little better tonight. Some pre-snap motion over there.
Back to pass.
Carter sends that one deep. Looked like a go ball there, but Northwestern was all over it, and the receiver was too far behind it to make a play on the ball. Jude Matherin was the intended receiver. He had a nice catch earlier today on a quick cutback route.
And they're going back to their run. This time Northwestern has the run stopped for a small game.
Well, Ty Collins is just relentless. He is someone who did not start off this season as their running back one. He has sort of been forced into that position because of injuries to Nino Joseph, who was averaging 200 rushing yards a game before he went down in week 7 with an injury. So coach said he has stepped up in a big-time way. And as you can see, he's making plays here tonight on a much bigger, much more physical, and arguably more talented Northwestern defense, which is very impressive.
He's definitely stepped up.
Quinn continuously looking up at the sideline here. Quinn's going to give it once more to Ty Collins, who breaks through. Nice. That was one of their first successful runs up the middle.
Right. First time he kind of snuck through up the middle for a gain. Ball now on 30.
It's going to come down to their ability to finish these drives. As we hit a timeout downstairs, we will hit a timeout up here in the booth. We'll see you back on the other side on the 305 Plus Network, brought to you through HBCU Plus.
Prime Big Deal Days is coming October 8th and 9th. With exclusive savings just for Prime members, you'll feel like a big deal. Shop deals on electronics, fashion, and more this Prime Big Deal Days, October 8th and 9th.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With Venture X, earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and get access to over 1,300 airport lounges. Open.
That way.
We're close. Let's go.
With Nissan, fun has no limits.
We're back, and you're watching the 2024 FHSAA Football Regional Semifinals on the Miami 305 Plus and the HBCU Plus Network.
Some great football being played tonight already. Really love what I'm seeing from Lely. Honestly, I respected them as a team coming into tonight, but they've put up so much more of a fight than I thought they would against a really talented Northwestern team. What have you observed tonight so far that gives you promise for them in this game?
I think it's going to be an interesting game. They definitely are working with their run. And on their last play, they managed to get some space up the middle. So we'll see how that works out, opening up their end runs more. He goes back to pass again.
Quinn once against to Jude, and Jude is bent over backwards on that play. A little bit of an awkward tackle. Luckily, he gets up, looks healthy, looks ready to go. And that'll bring about a 2nd and 6 situation.
They have been back and forth between their pass and run, trying to keep the Bulls off balance.
And I love the balance in a game like this, right? You sort of know that you're up against it, especially early on, 14-0. But if you can keep it balanced and keep some of that unpredictability, it favors you for sure. Ty Collins once more. He's blown up at the line of scrimmage. What a play by the Bulls. Unbelievable tackle.
Ty was definitely met in the backfield there. Great stop. After a good run up the middle, so now they were looking for on the outside. Let's see how to respond to that.
Situational football. You're down 14-zip early in the first, 3rd down. What is Quinn going to give us? He looks left, throws, and it's picked off. And Northwestern is heading up the sideline, makes a man miss, is still up on his feet, is eventually brought down by none other than Lely's offensive line, but not before he is just 5 yards shy of the end zone, giving the Northwestern Bulls great offensive starting field position.
On 3rd and 6, he went for the pass, and the Bulls were ready for him.
What a great play here. Look at the Bulls on this replay. Just makes a man miss, cuts back, and is brought down physically, of course, by the offensive line there, but just a great play to turn the game once more. When it felt like Lely was finally building some offensive momentum, third down situation, those are the gotta-have-it plays, and it turns out Northwestern's gotta have it on that one.
They definitely did. They were waiting for him. Now the Bulls are in scoring position inside once again in their third possession.
Elijah Hardy now on the field, in for King Davis and that running back spot just to the right of Leon Strotter to start this one off.
Ball's on the 4.
Strotter looks left, gives his man an opportunity to make a play, and it's broken up there. There's a
time
flag.
going right for the end zone. Flag on the play.
Lanier, as such a long, lanky, tall receiver, he's going to come down with those balls more than it's not
for a jump.
It's not even a 50-50 with him. It's usually a 60-40, and so you draw the flag there. Smart football, and they're already essentially at the goal line here. So they're just looking to punch in with either Hardy or King Davis. Strotter's got Lanier out to his left, looks once more to him, gives him a second opportunity, and Lanier comes down with this one. What a great play by Nicholas Lanier to make this thing 20-0 with 4.5 left in the first quarter. Northwestern is rolling in this one.
Northwestern's had the ball 3 times, moved the ball down the field twice on the turnover, punch it back in for the touchdown. So we got to see how Lely responds early in the game. It's going to be a deciding factor with 4:26 left in the first quarter, how Lely can respond.
For sure.
Ball back.
So Ethan Silva out to send this one through the uprights once more. He's 2 for 2 tonight. And there's a flag. False start is confirmed up here in the booth. And so that'll send things moving a little bit further back than Northwestern would like, but not a problem for Ethan
After
Silva.
his last extra point attempt, he seemed to have enough on it. So it's
for sure. Very talented kicker. I've been saying it all year long. I feel like Pat McAfee has made kicking cool because the kicking talent out there in high school is just so impressive.
It's up and good.
No problem for Silva. 21-zip. Trojans have a bit of a problem on their hands, though, down early in this one. 4.5 still to go in the first quarter. Plenty of time. But can they respond? We will see on the other side of this quick commercial break.
November is American Diabetes Month, but we're not here to celebrate it. Not when diabetes is gripping us and hurting us. At the American Diabetes Association, we're here to make a stand. Join us, add your passion, lift up your loved ones and those in need, and move us closer to a cure. Someday, we can celebrate. Until then, we fight.
The rights for the broadcast of this regional semifinals in the 2024 FHSAA Class 48 football championships have been granted to the Miami 305 Plus and the HBCU Plus network by the Florida High School Athletic Association and is intended for the sole and encouragement and enjoyment of our viewing audience. Retransmission or other use of this broadcast without the express written permission of the Florida High School Athletic Association is prohibited.
So fast start to this ball game. Of course, high scoring affair. Pretty one-sided though, as we've seen. Lely definitely struggling early on in this one to, early on in their first drive to finish that possession. They were approaching the red zone, not quite there. A turnover on third down, just key mistakes. Situational football is what this is going to come down to. And so far, Bulls have been perfect.
This is going to be an exciting drive for Haley. Quarterback keeper.
Quinn keeps it and ends up going down with the ship there. Picks up about 5 or 6, and he's still down on the ground.
Slow getting up.
Yeah. A bit of a limp as he gets up. Obviously a weird slide there.
That's the first quarterback keeper we've seen tonight for Lely, so let's see how they respond. That's coming off his last possession being a pick.
Carter once again hits up all reliable Ty Collins, who fights his way through the pile for a gain of about 3. And that'll bring him up a 3rd and 4 on the field.
The line spun to his right to gain some more yards, so we'll see how that's working out.
Yeah, that forward momentum definitely helped him out there.
An important 3rd down.
Situational football here. He's going to throw once more. This one broken up by Northwestern.
Northwestern was there once again, bringing up a 4th down. I think this time they would definitely have to punt.
Taiwan Cox breaks up the pass there. And on 4th down, looks like they're going to keep their guys out there.
Gutsy played with 3:09 left in the first quarter.
Well, the coaching, I mean, your coach will tell you what they think of you. If you're not willing to punt here, it's not the 4th quarter. It's not even the 3rd quarter. Oh. Okay. So QB is kicking too. It's like when you get to work and they give you 3 different job titles. That's what that feels like.
But ironically enough, with that, the Bulls will be starting for their 4th possession almost at the same place for each possession so far in this first quarter.
I mean, you can't play perfect football, but it feels like you're giving them 40 yards a time here. That's what I see it as. And you can't give Northwestern anything. You can't give them a turnover. You can't give them great field position, because with Coach Bridgewater and those weapons, they're going to take advantage of it.
Right. Let's see what the Lely defense can do this time.
Schroeder hands it off to Elijah Hardy, who takes it up the left side. He's untouched for the first 10 yards and is eventually brought down, but not before picking up 16 to 17 yards on that carry and another 1st down.
Great run. Was untouched for most of it.
Powerful run, and the untouched part I think is the most impressive one, right? Your offensive line gives you a lane, and he really took it. Hardy once more straight up the middle, no contact, stiff arms a man. The home run speed is evident here tonight, and there were 2 flags thrown out at the line of scrimmage.
And both of these last 2 runs have been up the middle.
And it looks like they're going to send it back. Yeah.
Back. But those 2 runs were impressive because they were up the gut.
It was.
Both times.
And you expect to see the most amount of contact, and
but
he was untouched.
untouched.
Unbelievable.
They're bringing it back now. So the ball will be on the... So the ball's coming back to the 48.
I guess it's crazy that I have no concern when it comes to them converting a 1st and 20. A pitch to the outside here to Elijah Hardy, using that home run speed to pick up some yards there, is eventually forced out of bounds, but not before picking up a nice chunk gain of about 6 or 7 there, which will bring up 2nd and 14. So 2nd down here, 2nd and 13. Schroeder takes the snap once more to Elijah Hardy, who fights his way through the left side, breaks a tackle, and is eventually tripped up, but not before picking up another 1st down.
Another 1st down for that. We want to remind everybody that sportsmanship is having pride in your school, your team, and yourself. Sportsmanship and respect for your game and those who play it. The Florida High School Athletic Association reminds you to take on the responsibility of good sportsmanship, playing strong, playing hard, playing fair. This message is provided by the station and the FHSAA.
A nice play there once more to Elijah Hardy, who takes it up the right side here. He's going. Is he gone? Finds his way into the end zone. Another 6 for this Bulls team as they find themselves with a decent lead here in the first quarter. That'll make it 27-0. Trojans have been lifeless to start this thing out.
As you said, you weren't worried about a 1st and 20, but they moved the ball right down the field for another score. The Bulls have had no problem moving the ball down the field each time, so the Lely defense is definitely on their heels and under pressure.
Just so impressive. Darius Johnson finding his way into the end zone on that previous play, and Ethan Silva once more down to send this one through the uprights.
It is good.
28-0. That would suffice for a final score, but we are only in the first quarter, and we've still got 2 to go in the first. With that, we're going to send you over a quick commercial break. We'll be back with more football here at the Mecca on the other side.
It's a big match for the National Women's Soccer League, and only the best will win.
Just blaze, Godzilla bankroll, Stones and Leon, yo, I ain't got it all. That means I'm barely home, trailblazers, stay ballin' with vengeance. My arts is crafty, dogs, why I stuck on Laffy Taffy, wondering, how did get past me? I've been doing this before, now it's dropping nasty.
Something amazing is happening here. The next era of AI has arrived. CDW data engineers are helping organizations harness the power of AI with Intel Core Ultra processors. The power to run workloads faster means greater performance, giving your team a better shot at success. Make amazing happen. CDW.
You're watching the Florida 2024 FHSAA Football Regional Semifinals on the Miami 305 Plus, the HBCU Plus Network.
So welcome back into this broadcast, ladies and gentlemen. An active one here in the first quarter at the Mecca. The Bulls find themselves up 28-zip, 4 straight touchdowns. They've been perfect on all their offensive possessions, and right now, looks like Coach Ben Hammer is reeling in his team.
He wants to talk about it a little bit.
For sure.
Already in the first quarter.
We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back.
You're back for an exciting game with the Northwestern Bulls 28. Lely Trojans have yet to get on the board with 1:37 left in the first quarter.
And the Trojans are fighting here, but eventually you've got to hit us with a combo, right? You've got to have some sort of – you can't just slip into the night. Of course, last Friday we witnessed Mike Tyson, Jake Paul, and it felt like that one started off really active. We wanted to see some more. You've got to capitalize on these moments, right? Because
they seem to be loosening up, but this possession is going to be critical for them. We said the last time, but how they close out this first quarter is going to be very important for them.
And that ball just chipped into the air, and Lely's still able to get some hands on it, and they recover. An interesting play there. Ethan Silva has got a very talented leg, but he was a little disappointed in that one.
Yes.
That backspin was supposed to send it back towards them. They were waiting for it to fall on the bounce, but really good job by Lely of being aware. I wonder if Ben Hammer...
He must have picked that up with the timeout, calling a timeout there. May have spotted something with some good coaching.
For sure.
To keep them aware of what's going on. So
that's where watching the tape matters. Can't help but wonder if he made an observation, because I've never seen a coach go out into the middle of a pre-kickoff scheme and say, hey, let's take a quick minute here. and figure out what's going on. So great observation there, I assume.
And they were positioned right in the right place. So
exactly.
So they were looking at
their best field position to start this game, which is going to be so helpful with that home run speed. They've been able to pick up first downs for the first 2 or so first downs, and then that's where the problems start to come in as you approach the red zone. So they get a little closer, they're in more favorable position, and because of a flag on that play, looks like they'll get set up a little further than even we expected.
So this time they're starting on their own 48. Best starting position of the night.
Jude Matherin one-on-one there. Doesn't matter. Ty Collins is swallowed up at the line of scrimmage there. So that's going to bring about a 2nd and 10 best case scenario. That could have even been a loss of a yard or so.
You said it earlier. Their runs up the middle have not been successful at all. Their slants to the outside have been much more successful.
For sure.
In the backfield once again.
Carter Quinn, a talented quarterback. We haven't seen a lot from him tonight. He's got 24 touchdown passes on the year. Slings that one just a little outside of the receiver. Not great positioning on that ball. And it's just broken up there by Northwestern. They're in the right place at the right time.
And this has been their problem down for Lily so far. 3rd down has seemed to have been when things kind of become unhinged a little bit.
I'd also like to see a little bit more creativity on the routes, I'll be honest. I feel like we've seen the same routes. We've seen some slants and we've seen some cutbacks. Eventually, we've got to open up the playbook here, especially if you're down 28-zip in the first.
Let's see what happens on 3rd down.
Carter Quinn takes the snap, drops back, is overwhelmed by pressure, but is able to dump it off to his man, who picks up a nice gain there, and it's enough for a first down as well.
All right. So he did have a lot of pressure, but he was able to get a first down pickup.
That's Gage Rice, the team's wide receiver 1 this season. He's averaging 66.3 yards per game and also leads the team with touchdowns this season. His top 3 with 9 on the year. Some personnel changes here. Dwayne Liberal coming in on the right. Carter Quinn takes the snap. It looks like an option. He dumps it off, and he is just met.
The Bulls were ready and waiting for him on that one.
They were. Very aware defense. That's the other thing. You can be talented, but, not be super well coordinated. Those guys, they work as a unit. They are so smart. You can tell they watch the tape. You can see the great coaching on the field and the way they respond. Linebacker wasn't overwhelmed by that at all. He was ready to meet Ty Collins in the backfield if he had to.
2nd and 11.
Wow, that faked me out. I'll be honest. I wasn't sure what was going on there. There's a flag on the play. Very creative. Looked like Quinn was going to keep the ball, and in the end, he just kind of stopped in position because he saw the flag out of the corner of his eye.
You were talking about some creativity, like we're about to get some there.
For sure. Like I said moments ago, you'd like to see them open up the playbook, and sure enough, Coach Ben Hammer was trying to do just that. So now 2nd and 15 at this point. Carter Quinn once more. It looks like they ran back the same play. Almost picked off there, but instead Jude Matherin is going to run up the left side here. Not enough for a first down, but a nice gain on what felt like a really dangerous play.
Spinning to the other side to complete that pass. Looking one way and spinning the other. Pass was complete. So now they're at ball on the 30.
Great awareness by Jude. I mean, we saw DeAndre Hopkins do that 2 weeks ago for the Kansas City Chiefs. You just hit that outside spin move because you know that's where the leverage is going. Ty Collins once again met at the line of scrimmage. And Northwestern is just imposing their will at that line of scrimmage. They're letting them know, we're not going to let you establish the run game. You're going to have to beat us in the air.
They have to go outside, which is bouncing outside is better for them, but he has only been able once to get through the middle.
And even with that nice play in the air to Jude on the previous play, it was still super dangerous. Like, Northwestern was all over that. So daring them to keep the game in the air definitely favors Northwestern if we get into a shootout here.
We get one off before the quarter ends.
Looks like we will. Carter Quinn takes the snap, rolling out to his right, throws. Nice ball complete to his man, Gage. Downfield, enough for a first down as we close at the first quarter. We're going to send you over to a quick commercial break. We'll see you back here in just a moment.
Urban Edge Network is the premier media platform bringing the rich culture of historically black colleges and universities into the mainstream.
Ahead of the pack, back on top.
HBCU Plus is the #1 streaming platform for HBCUs with over 200 live games and is available on over 300 million devices. Urban Edge Network has invested over $6 million in HBCU infrastructure improvements with additional monetization opportunities slated for 2024. UEN is charting new territory by representing the first ever HBCU gymnastics program and broadcasting exclusive live streaming of HBCU women's sports.
Everyone in on the action now, and a beautiful finish.
UEN's diversified portfolio helps brands connect authentically with diverse audiences across the HBCU landscape and build lifelong relationships with millions of viewers loyal to the HBCU culture.
Tonight's game in the 2024 FHSAA Classic 48 Football Championship is sponsored by the Florida High School Athletic Association, the FHSAA democratic organization with membership of more than 800 middle and senior high schools, all committed to ensuring that Florida students, athletes can compete fairly and equitably in education environment. The Florida High School Athletic Association, building leaders through teamwork, sportsmanship, and citizenship.
So a run there by Ty Collins results in a face mask penalty in the red zone.
They ended the first quarter with a good play down to put them in the best field position for the night. Let's see what they can do as we start the second quarter.
Definitely the best football we've seen from them so far, and like you said, kind of the best fortune here. Good field position to start. They're also moving the football. Quinn takes the snap, rolls out to his left, throws, and finds a man. He's beat up, though, right before he gets into the end zone. So a nice play, but great job by Northwestern of stifling any potential gain on that one.
So they have a possibility to pick up the first down before getting into the end zone.
That would be ideal. They're going to take it straight up the middle with Ty Collins. Is it enough for a first down? Looking at our monitor here. Yeah. That could go either way. Looks like they're going to say it's third down.
Man.
Once more with Ty Collins straight up the middle. And Northwestern does a great job of just wrestling him backwards.
Not getting any ground up the middle. They had 2nd and 1. And about the second.
Well, everybody in the stadium and at home knew exactly what they were going to do. They tried to rifle off those 2 quick run plays straight to the middle, and just great awareness and also great talent at that defensive line for Northwestern. They were not going to let him march into the end zone.
With their backs up against the wall, the defense is definitely stepping up right here.
So the teams are heading to their sidelines after a timeout, and with that, we'll call a quick timeout of our own up here in the booth. This is the 305 Plus Network via the HBCU Plus app.
Something amazing is happening here. Inventory is practically moving itself, quickly and securely. Classrooms are getting more immersive. Data is powering insights and imagination. CDW partners with you to get the most from your technology. We work with you to plan it, build it at scale, and manage it, so you can do amazing things. Make amazing happen. CDW.
going to be the point down here because Lely can't punch this one in right here with their best field position. It may have a dramatic effect on him.
Second quarter, Carter Quinn gives it to Ty Collins, who is met by the relentless Bulls defensive line. They're not going to let him go anywhere. I would not be surprised if we see a goal line stand here for the next 3 downs by this Northwestern Bulls team. They are that imposing on their defensive line.
They have not been able to pick up the 1 yard.
And with an injury on the field, looks like they're going to send their players off to their respective sidelines currently. And while they do so, we'll take a quick break up here in the booth. You're watching the 305 Plus Network via the HBCU Plus app.
This is it. Our last night sharing a room. Tomorrow, we'll be in our new home.
They told you buying a home would take years, but didn't help you start. Still, you kept trying.
You'll have a yard to play in, a place to dream.
Hope makes it happen. With tailored mortgage solutions, Hope Credit Union makes home ownership happen for thousands of people, regardless of income or credit. Brighter futures begin with Hope.
Hey, it's Jared. Let me show you how I created my dorm room vibe for less with Amazon. I have tons of different clothes. I have some pajama pants, more pajama pants. People say I have too much. I don't really listen to people. I love to journal. I got my gratitude journal, I got my mantra journal, and I got my 5-minute journal. And oh, I got a package from Amazon. Let's see what we got for today. This is perfect. This is my journal that I journal about journaling. Dear Diary, I wish I had more PJs.
This is not just delivery. This is knowing even superheroes can use a sidekick. Walgreens.
So, what did you think of the pitch I emailed you?
Yes, the one that you emailed me. I remember. The pitch? Oh, Dog Days. What a title. Here we are. Very Victorian, which I loved. Unique relationship is formed. I love unique relationships.
With a twist.
I know, because I read it.
Great. I'm going to tell them you're interested.
Carter Quinn looks left, fires, finds his man in the end zone. A touchdown, the first of the night for the Trojans as they find the end zone in what has felt like an insurmountable lead right now. Diamond.
Trojans are on the board. That's going to do a big bit for the morale of the Trojans after having a big goal line stop. They had a hard time getting any yards that close to the goal line.
Zephaniah Diamond, and in the end, they've got to go through the air. Of course, the previous injured player looked to be Ty Collins, who's been running the rock for them all game long. If he's out for the remainder of this game, or even misses a little bit of time, it's a massive loss for them.
Yes.
He's averaging 114 rushing yards per game this season. He has been an unstoppable force. Unfortunately, though, it seems like he's met an immovable object tonight. And they go for a 2-point conversion. A nice ball there by Carter Quinn, but it's dropped in the end zone a little low as they try to make a play on it, but just not enough. Diamond once again.
Trojans on the board, so with 10-14 in the second quarter, it's the Bulls 28, the Trojans 6. You're watching the 2024 FHSAA Football Regional Semifinal on the Miami 305 Plus Network and the HBCU Plus Network. Just been informed, I know it's the Classic weekend tomorrow. There's still seats available on the bus going to, if you're leaving from South Florida for the Classic. You can contact J-Rock, 786-597-6323, 786-597-6323. Transportation only. Tickets are still available for the game, and seats are available on the bus up. So you might want to check out. Leaving tomorrow morning, going to Orlando and coming back for a great game tomorrow between the Wildcats and the Rattlers. Thanksgiving Day Classic.
A lot of comments tonight in the chat, and rightfully so. I think everybody's heard about it this week. The pending FHSAA investigation into this Northwestern team. Obviously a massive storyline. Their rival, Miami Central, had to forfeit all their wins this season because of the same circumstance. And right now, Northwestern is playing a playoff game with that pending investigation, of course. All is alleged right now, but certainly weighing over this team as they've come out here and they have played the same style of football they have all season long, but definitely something that the public has talked about. Of course, USA Today broke the story. It was a massive one earlier this week, followed by Sports Illustrated. I spoke to Coach Ben Hammer pregame about it and asked him if he'd heard anything additional, and he gave me the usual coach speak. He was honest. As the opposing head coach, he said, I'm not filing paperwork. I'm not taking a look at that. I have no comment at this time. But yeah, he was made aware of the situation. He knows what's going on, and he's just going to try to tell his football team to control what they can control. And so far on that previous drive, showing some signs of life, controlling what they can control, finally finding the end zone.
Getting on the board, so now they have some pressure off their back. Northwestern starting with their worst field position, but we'll see, starting from their own 20. They've been blessed with great field position on their first 4 possessions.
And a nice pitch there by Leon Strotter to King Davis, who is running this up the left side. The home run speed. He's got one man to beat. He can go all the way to the 15, to the 10, to the 5.
He's gone.
Touchdown, Bulls.
They start in their worst field position of the night, and with one play, a pitch to the left, taking it to the house down the left sideline.
King Davis playing like Ashton Genty tonight. I mean, what a run, what a finish, extending this Bulls lead.
They're telling Ely, doesn't matter what you did, you scored. But we got the ball on the 20 and went 80 yards with one play to get those 7 right back.
Those are the kind of plays that are demoralizing. Right when you feel like you've got some momentum, okay, we just scored, we were struggling, it's still the second quarter, the coach is trying to keep the boys rallied, and then all of a sudden they rattle off a huge run there. It's got to be a little bit demoralizing.
And you would think you had a good, you had them stopped. So they're starting in the worst field position. We may have a chance to stop them from moving the ball down the field.
And instead of going for the extra point, they take it straight up the middle, and it's good for 2. With that, we're going to send it over to a quick commercial break. Current score is Bulls 36, Trojans 6.
We'll be right back.
Siri, what's the name of the guy I had a meeting with a couple of months ago at Cafe Grinnell?
You met Zach Wingate at Cafe Grinnell.
Hey.
Zach!
Oh, wow, I didn't think you'd remember me.
Yeah, of course. As soon as I saw you, I'm like, it's Zach. Nobody walks like Zach.
Something amazing is happening here. The next era of AI has arrived. CDW data engineers are helping organizations harness the power of AI with Intel Core Ultra processors. The power to run workloads faster means greater performance, giving your team a better shot at success. Make amazing happen. CDW.
And welcome back into this ball game. If you're just tuning in, you've missed quite a bit, I'll be honest. One of the most exciting playoff games happening tonight in South Florida based on the other scores that were read out. A lot of 0-0 ball games out there in the second quarter. Not here. We've got a 36-6 ball game with 10 minutes to go in the second quarter. It has been very exciting from start to finish. Right when it felt like the Trojans were finding rhythm and punched 6 of their own in, we see some home run speed from King Davis and the Northwestern Bulls. An 80-yard touchdown to start off that last drive. And, I mean, they've just been unstoppable tonight. They have been perfect on each of their offensive possessions as Ethan Silva sends this one sailing back once more for a touchback.
Hey, if you're just joining us, as you said, you missed some excitement, but we've got a lot of excitement left in this game. So it should be exciting as you move into 10:02 left in the second quarter. So we welcome you back to the 305 plus HBCU network. An exciting game between the Bulls and Trojans. We expect to have some great things going on. I mean, like you said, just when they thought they had scored, got the monkey off the back, got the 0 off the board, had the Bulls backed up for their worst starting position in their 4 possessions. On the first play from scrimmage, they go 80 yards down the left sideline for a touchdown.
It's tough right now for Lely. They lost their 0 on the scoreboard, but they also lost their 0 on the field on their previous drive. Ty Collins, their lead back, is not currently on the field. Huge absence for them as Quinn fires it off to his right side there for a short gain.
And the Bulls are right there waiting on the receiver.
Jaden Pino with a catch, but like you said, they are swarming these wide receivers right now. And that's why I feel like it's not getting greedy. You just got to have some slants here. Do not stop on a route. It's getting a little too repetitive for my liking if we're trying to keep this thing competitive.
Well, they had some little bit of ingenuity in this at the end of the first quarter, so let's see how this possession goes. They did score the last time.
Straight up the middle once more. Untouched is eventually brought down. Nice run there.
He got a little better speed up the middle than the last previous possessions, and got a nice run.
So Diamond, who's listed as their wide receiver and a tight end, one of the bigger bodies on this field, he scored a touchdown, the only touchdown for them tonight. He now seems like he is the de facto running back in this one, as Ben Hammer calls a timeout. So will we. We'll see you back on the other side.
Prime Big Deal Days is coming October 8th and 9th. With exclusive savings just for Prime members, you'll feel like a big deal. Shop deals on electronics, fashion, and more this Prime Big Deal Days, October 8th and 9th.
When I push, I feel good. When I push, I feel good. When I pull, I feel good.
For the latest unofficial news about the Florida high school sports, including results of all rounds in the 2024 Florida High School Sports Association Championship, visit FHSAA.com, the official website of the Florida High School Athletic Association, www.FHSAA.com. Catch live and on-demand sports championship coverage of Florida high school sports at www.NFHSA Network.
Carter Quinn hits Diamond up on the route this time, picks up a first down, and is eventually wrestled down. But what a great gain here for the Trojans as they keep this drive alive.
That was a great play for him with a bigger body. Great completed pass for the first down.
Like we said, Diamond caught the only touchdown so far for this Trojans team, and he is one of the bigger bodies. Plays wide receiver, is listed as the tight end, though, and now they've got him in the backfield as well. He's a real weapon for this football team, and they're going to need him tonight to keep this thing competitive. Once more to Diamond, straight to the middle this time. Diamond playing a Deebo Samuel role right now in this offense.
From 0 to 2 ones with number 11, 1-1. They're the number one offensive weapon right now. They're going to have to bounce that out because it will take a toll, even though he has a bigger body. It looks like he may already be feeling the pressure or the physicality of it. He's limping a little bit on the side.
The fatigue is real. I mean, he's had 3 straight plays go through his legs. Carter Quinn is met by pressure, and that one's just going to bounce around. Probably dead ball. Was deflected by the defensive lineman anyway, and Northwestern is not going to stop swarming the quarterback tonight.
The offense has put up 36 points on the board, but the defense is making their presence felt on the field as well. They've definitely been holding their own against them.
Their defense has gotten better steadily throughout the past season or so. I mean, they started the season really allowing teams to just run and pass all over them, and the turnovers were the big story, right? But they had a game that was 42-42 against Venice to start the season off, and they ended up losing that one in heartbreaking fashion in overtime. Northwestern's defense has gotten progressively better. That one's going to be another option over to the wide receiver, who was brought down, and the catch doesn't make too much of a difference now with 4th down upon them.
Third down plays have been kind of a problem for them, and I think it looks like they're going for it again, which has been...
Well, they've brought great pressure on 3rd down is what it is. They're forcing him to get the ball out and throw into dangerous situations. He had a pick six, or not a pick six, a pick earlier in the game, of course. Almost resulted in a pick 6. Carter Quinn hits his wide receiver for a wide open go ball, lays the shoulder down. Great toughness being showcased. And Gage Rice keeps the chains moving here. What a play there on 4th down. That keeps this thing alive. Great job by the Trojans.
Coach definitely has confidence on him with opting to go for their 4th downs. A big move now on the other side of the field. Ball on the 39 with 7:06 left in the half.
if you're Carter Quinn, that has to give you great confidence right there. Your guy was wide open, you hit him up, throws downfield once more, looking for his man, but two Northwestern Bulls DBs were all over that one. And in the end, the safest thing for them is that it went out of bounds.
He's lucky that wasn't a pick.
For sure. The DBs were in more of a position to make that play than the wide receiver. I mean, it looked like he was going for the over-the-shoulder play right there.
Unfortunately, yes.
Some pre-snap motion there, and somebody jumped. Looks like the Trojans' offensive line might have jumped because those guys were the first to move back.
They were excited about trying to get that playoff after a big game. 2nd and 15 now.
And with that, we're going to send you over to a quick commercial break. We'll see you back here on the other side.
No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you can't have this one.
Hey, sweet new gear. It's like Best Buy hooked you guys up.
Pretty sick, right?
What is that?
That's our traveling trophy. Oh. That's what's up, man.
Ah, a goat for the goats. Fits these pro-level setups.
Last year's trophy.
Not a goat.
Nope.
What if you could get all the latest and greatest gaming gear from one place?
Is that your new Nissan Rogue?
Yeah, crazy story. So this morning, I'm at the Nissan Thrill of Summer sales event, taking a test drive. When Dave, the sales guy, is like, "You're gonna love this." He shows me the best-in-class fuel economy and lets me know it's recommended by Consumer Reports. When Dave says, "These cars are going fast," I knew I had to have that Rogue.
Nissan offers 6 vehicles starting under $30,000, like Rogue, with 2.9% financing for 60 months.
There's, open that.
Welcome back into this one here at the Mecca. 6:54 to go in the second quarter. Bulls lead 36-6 against the Trojans in what has been a very exciting football game so far. Trojans have shown more life on their recent offensive possessions than they did to start this thing off. They played really poor situational football on the situational downs, on third down and short yardage situations. They lost their lead back, Ty Collins, due to an injury at the goal line in devastating fashion, but they've had other guys step up, and so far they're keeping the chains moving here in their own way. Gage with some pre-snap motion. Carter Quinn hands it off to Diamond up the middle, who breaks through and gets to just about the line of scrimmage here. A nice pickup will result in 3rd and 10. Diamond, as you can see, the fatigue is real, shaking his head a little bit. I mean, he's got to be exhausted. He's had such a workload on just this drive alone here, running routes in the backfield, having to power through a very aggressive, very tough Bulls defensive line. It's been no joke.
Another point in third down play. These third down and nines have been critical play. Let's see how they make it this time.
Carter Quinn under pressure once more. Dumps it off to his man Diamond, who is essentially at the line of scrimmage once more, and that'll bring another 4th down about. Like we said, 3rd down, Northwestern is bringing the pressure.
They haven't gotten to him. He's been able to get it away, not completing the passes, but they've not gotten a sack so far. But they've definitely had the pressure each time on the 3rd down. 4th and 9.
Some pre-snap motion here, maybe trying to draw a penalty on a hard count. And looks like that's exactly what their plan was here, as Carter Quinn is looking toward the sideline, repositions Diamond just above him and ahead of him on this play. And he's going to throw this one downfield. Nobody there.
Incomplete again on 4th down.
Looks like he was trying to hit up Gage, but Gage was a little too far back to make a play on that ball. And there were 2 Northwestern DBs in the area. Once again, a dangerous throw on 4th down. Will set up a turnover on downs. Bulls get the ball back here.
It would have been about the same either way. They probably would have lost got a little ground on the pick, but it was not a good 4th down play for them. Have a hard time converting. So now they've got 5:24 with the Bulls 36. Trojans 6 with 5:24 left in the half.
So it feels like it's been a while since we saw this very talented Bulls offensive squad out here. The Trojans were able to eat away at the clock a little bit on that previous drive, keep things going, but once more Leon Strotter and his wide receiver core out on the field. Leon Strotter takes the snap, immediately looks to his right, finds a wide open wide receiver who is tripped up. Looked like he was going to break the tackle.
Touchdown.
And yeah, like you said, saved them from another 6 there. Great play. And I just feel like there is an obvious talent discrepancy here, and I'll say it if nobody else is willing to. But I also feel like there is a scheme and creativity when it comes to the play calling that is missing. Teddy Bridgewater, of course, everybody knows his story. A Pro Bowler, a former NFL quarterback, born and raised here in South Florida, played for the Dolphins at one point, finished his last season with the Detroit Lions, who are having a great season. Feels like there's more creativity to that playbook.
As a quarterback, he's doing some great things.
This time they're going to send it straight up the middle. Elijah Hardy finds himself wide open, running into the end zone, turns around, has another 6. Unbelievable stuff. And now the Bulls have more than 40 on the board in the first half. We still got 5 minutes to go.
The other half of this is that the Trojans defense will have to be getting weary. They're spending a lot of time on the field.
They are. So this is one of those things, that's a perfect example, right? When you've got a 3 and out as an offense, or you can't keep the possessions going, especially as you go downfield into the red zone, your defense is out there for a long time. And we've seen this with the New York Jets this season, for example. Very talented defense, but they've been out on the field more than ever. And you're going to lose some things in terms of efficiency. Those guys aren't going to be as well rested, and the fatigue hits you a little quicker than you're expecting. And looks like they're going to negate that touchdown because of a penalty. Unbelievable. So
bringing the ball back.
This feels like it's 1st and a country mile, but it's just 1st and 20. We've seen the Bulls dig themselves out of this situation earlier in this game.
Ball at the 50, 1st and 20. Let's see what happens.
Big passing play coming up potentially. And instead they decided to keep it with the run. Elijah Hardy met at the line of scrimmage there, gains 1. And there's some flags, not necessarily anywhere near the actual play. Some helmets came off as well. Might have been some contact after the play there.
Face mask.
Might have been the most obvious face mask of all time. I saw the player get up and had his helmet in his hand. I mean, so that's going to give the Bulls some life here as the ball will now move closer towards their end zone, and they get to take a nice little stroll, which will help them advance about 10 yards. $15 yards, excuse me.
So it makes it better for them?
Absolutely. And they find themselves back where they started. Strotter takes the snap, hands it off once more to Elijah Hardy, who cuts back up the middle. Once again, finds himself running straight down. Nobody in front of him. Another 6 for this Bulls team. Gives them the 44 in the first half that we were looking for. That's the magic number. 42.
3:39. The Bulls 42. Trojans 6.
I'm thinking of that Madden math right there. I'm going for 2. A little bit too much time on the console.
They
what
took
that was.
The previous score off the board, but they got it right back. Moved the ball right down the field. The Bulls have not had a problem moving the ball all evening.
They haven't. And when those big-time penalties come through, like we've already seen 2 big-time 1st and 20 situations, they're unfazed. They know they have the talent, the personnel, and the coaching to just keep that drive alive. Great job by the Bulls there. So are we going to see another attempted 2-point conversion here? Or will they just send it through the uprights with Ethan Silva? I would assume Silva just sends another one through the uprights, but...
Looks like they're about to kick it for an extra point.
And Silva sends that one through. So 43-6 here. Trojans have got to dig themselves out of this one. They've got just over 3 minutes to go here in the second quarter. What do they have to do before the end of the first half here to make it
another
comfortable?
score. They didn't put up another score to at least show that they can still move the ball. They have the one score, but since then they've lost their leading rusher, and they've had a problem moving the ball. So I think another score would give them at least some life going into halftime. 3:39 left. At least give us some hope, I think, going into the halftime discussion.
So now the Trojans will make their way out onto the field here. Like we said, 3:39 to go in the second. Still enough time to put up 6 on the board if you can move the ball efficiently down the field, but you don't have to rush yourself. To me, it comes down to their ability to finish those drives, right? They can get a couple first downs, but can you make the plays downfield once you're approaching the end zone to score or to keep that drive alive? And can we prevent ourselves from making mistakes, right? Can we make sure that we're not our own worst enemy, which I feel like at times they have been.
And then we'll see how the rest will help. Number 11 coming back, where he will be the mainstay once again as the Trojans get the ball back.
Silva sends that one sailing back, but one of his lower
First
kicks of the
return.
night means it's fielded in the field of play. Gage takes it straight up the middle. That one ends off at around the 32, 33-yard line. So that's where the Trojans will start this possession.
Actually, their first return for the evening.
For sure. It'd have been all touchbacks tonight.
This is going
All
to be
touchbacks and onside kicks, excuse me, sorry.
It's definitely going to be an important possession for them. With 3:33, they need to move the ball down the field to score on this quarter.
I mean, this is a team in the Trojans that has overcome a lot this season. Lost their leading rusher this season in general. Loses their leading guy tonight, Ty Collins, who wasn't initially their running back, has sort of filled into that role and has been so talented and, you know, such a great guy stepping up as an underclassman. But without him on the field, this run game has essentially become non-existent. And Quinn throws that one on a cutback route once more. Hits up number 14, Jaden Pino.
And as you asked for, a better route.
Right? I want to see.
Route some more creativity this time.
Exactly. I'm not
Now,
asking for
almost at
too
the 50.
much.
So let's move the ball down.
And Quinn's got the arm to do it. Now, I think at times I question his accuracy. Throwing about 56% completion this season is the average. But he can throw the ball downfield, and he's got some really talented receivers as well. And Diamond is brought down, and flags come out as his helmet comes off.
Once again.
Yep. And he's just going to chuck that ball up to the referee, and he's obviously frustrated and tired. He has had a huge workload tonight. His teammate helping him out right there.
They have definitely been waiting for them on the run. Meeting them in the backfield almost right after the handoff each time.
The run was just so successful for them early on with Ty Collins. The outside, then they finally got things going up the middle, then they got a little greedy, and they sent what is honestly a much smaller player in stature straight up the middle when everybody in the stadium and their mother knew, look, Northwestern is going to try to swallow them with that defensive line. And it was a problem, and unfortunately, it sidelines him for what could be the rest of the game, and it's a massive loss for them. Carter Quinn has Diamond just behind him here. Has Gage over to
the 46.
Has Gage to his left. Diamond is going to now go into that wide receiver position. Empty backfield. Carter Quinn takes the snap, looks right, throws. It's picked once again. Northwestern Bulls, who are running down the left side here and are forced out of bounds, but not before picking that one off. And Northwestern has been relentless. That, to me, is the word of the day. 2:34 to go in the second quarter, and they've got some great field position here to potentially put up another 6 on the board before the end of the first half.
Now, we were saying the Trojans needed to score going into halftime, but Northwestern gets the ball back with 2:34 from a pick.
Like I said earlier, I really do like the talent that the Trojans have, but if this becomes an air raid or a back-and-forth duel in the air, I don't see how that favors the Trojans in any way, shape, or form.
They have to get another balance going. Their run for 11. A little tired, so they're trying to get him some rest in the air.
For sure.
And it's not gone well. It's the second pick of the evening.
Well, it's tough, and it's easy for me to say up here in the booth, but like, do you have another guy besides Diamond maybe that can make those plays? And I know you're down multiple running backs this season, and you're down a running back tonight, but can we maybe get him a breather, let him just run some routes, do some cardio for a little bit, but not have to take the workload of being the guy under center behind his quarterback?
Let's see what the Bulls do with 2:34.
Leon Straughter and Elijah Hardy. Tonight they're lined up like Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry. He is just taking that thing straight up the middle. Leon Straughter slings this one downfield. Calvin Russell Jr. makes the play, comes down with the football, and finds himself within 5 of the red zone, of the end zone, excuse me. What a play by Calvin Russell Jr.
The Bulls are moving the ball down the field once again. They've had no problem moving the ball all night. Most of their scoring drives have been under 4 plays.
Like we said, Calvin Russell Jr., one of the most exciting players for this Northwestern Bulls team. Coming into the season, all the hype I feel like was surrounding him, even as talented as Leon Straughter was, with the offers from UM, the University of Miami, FSU, as well as Appalachian State, and of course the famed Alabama Crimson Tide program. Right now he hasn't committed anywhere. Feels like he's warm, according to 24/7, to FSU and Miami, 2 polar opposites, even though they're in the same state. He's got a bright future ahead of him on Saturdays and potentially even Sundays.
1st and 7.
Straughter looks right, throws it up to his man, and almost a back shoulder play in the end. He's not able to come down with it. That was Nick St. Joseph Jr., the intended receiver in the back of the end zone.
This follows suit. The Trojans may get the ball back one more time before the half.
A beautiful evening here at the Mecca. 63 degrees, nice chill in the air, some good wind as well. Not typical of South Florida football, but certainly typical of South Florida this time of year.
But the Bulls are definitely heating it up on the field with 43 points so far in the first half.
I see what you did there. Straughter takes the snap, looks once more to Nick St. Joseph Jr., who makes a play on the ball, and it looks like he comes down with it for another 6. What a play by the Bulls. Unbelievable.
The Bulls are putting 6 more on the board. 48-6 with 1:37 left in the first half.
Just an unbelievable play. The toe tap, having the awareness to make sure that your feet are in bounds. Great awareness, great body control as well. What a great play. And we've seen Leon Straughter do that tonight, where he hits him up with the same play, tries to give his guy the opportunity once more.
He went back to it, right. He went right back to it. It was right there, the previous play, a little out of bounds, but he came back and kept it inside and put it where only his receiver could catch it. So it was a great pass.
The trust that he has in his guys is really symbolic of what this Bulls team has been all year long, leaning on each other. Silva sends that one through the uprights, which means we've got a 50 bomb
first half
here in the first half. Bulls 50, Trojans 6. And with that, we're going to send you over to a quick commercial break. I'll see you right back here on the 305 Plus Network momentarily.
Credit repair company to fix my credit. Hold the phone, man. You can do it yourself with Credit Versio. That's way too hard. Call the credit repair company. Most credit repair companies only work on 1 or 2 accounts at a time, making it slow and expensive. You won't figure that out for months. Ignore him. Credit Versio's brilliant software scans all 3 credit bureaus, finds the accounts that are hurting your score, and guides you through the entire process. Anyone can do it. Let's fast forward and see the results. Wow, I fixed my own credit and saved hundreds. You can do this. Visit creditversio.com.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With Venture X, earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and get access to over 1,300 airport lounges. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
We're back. You're watching the 2024 FHSAA Football Regional Semifinal on the Miami 305 Plus Network and the HBCU Plus Network. Here in Transpal, exciting game between the Bulls and Trojans. Bulls 49, Trojans 6 with 1:37 left in the first half.
It's just been such an exciting football game, the back and forth, and even the Trojans showed us they could keep some drives alive, but not until the end, and they were able to score. But of course, the story of the night is the Bulls in more ways than one.
Let's see how they can do with this, the last possession of the first half. We said the last time they need to go down and score. That's something to talk about at half on a positive note. But since then, the Bulls got the ball back and scored themselves.
I understand the no risk it, no biscuit concept, but by the same token, like, there's got to be a point here where you say we just can't beat ourselves before the end of the first half. I would like to see them implement some Jim Harbaugh football. You know, just run out the clock here, even if you're trailing by a significant margin. Let's just get out of this half. Let's figure out what we did well. Let's give our guys the opportunity to rest up a little bit because our defense is obviously worn out and our offensive line just can't contain this very talented, very imposing Bulls pass rush.
I feel like with a minute 30 left, we might see another score. The question would be, which team will it be?
Well, I'm not a betting man, but if I was.
He's had 2 picks tonight. He's inside zone 30. So let's see how they hopefully will run the ball and play conservative, as you said, run the quarter out.
Let's see. Carter Quinn takes the snap here, gives it once more to Diamond, makes a man miss, but is met by that pass rush. I mean, the Bulls are all over this.
For him.
And they understand, just don't let them establish the run. Force them to keep this game in the air. And when they do, the Northwestern Bulls have one of the most talented, if not the most talented unit of DBs in the state right now. And maybe I would put them amongst the best in the country.
They've been making them pay. With 2 picks and preventing some major long passes.
And Northwestern's defense has just worked so well together. The pass rush bringing in the pressure, and those DBs have been eating because of that all season long. It is a two-headed monster. There we go with some pre-snap motion, and Gage is not able to go anywhere with that one. Exactly. So now that'll bring about a long down situation. Third and longer than I'd like. Let's put it that way. 3rd and 15, 16 right now with 35 seconds to go. Looks like they might let the clock run out here with just 30 to go. 25 and counting.
It might be their best play. 3rd down has not been good to them all night.
It would be the smarter option for sure. 3rd down, like you said, it's been rough for them. Tough sledding, and where it's not even snowing. Just under 10 to go. Carter Quinn gives it to Diamond once more, and Diamond is met at the line of scrimmage. And he looks defeated. I don't love the body language. He looks exhausted right now.
Yes. And the half, the Bulls 50, Trojans 6. He will need this time to rest up.
And with that, we're going to send it over to a quick commercial break. We'll see you right back here on the other side. Current score, 50. Bulls lead against the Trojans with 6.
Let me show you how I created my dorm room vibe for less with Amazon. I have tons of different clothes. I have some pajama pants, more pajama pants. People say I have too much. I don't really listen to people. I love to journal. I got my gratitude journal, I got my mantra journal, and I got my 5-minute journal. And oh, I got a package from Amazon. Let's see what we got for today. This is perfect. This is my journal that I journal about journaling. Dear Diary, I wish I had more PJs.
Visit your local Acura dealer for attractive offers on a new vehicle.
No worries, if you'd like, I'll do it. I didn't know. You've kind of been our great go-to guy. great bands out here, some great music on the field tonight. Of course, a playoff environment here. Right now, you're taking a look at the Northwestern Bulls side, which is the home side tonight, but they decided and they elected to take the other side of the field, waiting momentarily on the other units. Looks like the Trojans are getting their band in position, but for now, some good performances brought to you by our Skycam on the other sideline. A 50 burger.
Commercial message. We'll be right back with 14:10 left in the half.
Hey, it's Jared. Let me show you how I created my dorm room vibe for less with Amazon. I have tons of different clothes. I have some pajama pants, more pajama pants. People say I have too much. I don't really listen to people. I love to journal. I got my gratitude journal, I got my mantra journal, and I got my 5-minute journal. And oh, I got a package from Amazon. Let's see what we got for today. This is perfect. This is my journal that I journal about journaling. Dear Diary, I wish I had more PJs.
Visit your local Acura dealer for attractive offers on a new vehicle.
From now on, it's all about us. Starting a family, buying a car, our first home.
They told you to open an account, then turned you away. They said, come back when you're ready. You said, we're ready now.
I know we're gonna make it.
Hope makes it happen. Thousands of your neighbors, many who never had a bank account before, improved their lives with Hope Credit Union. You can too. Brighter futures begin with Hope.
It's a big match for the National Women's Soccer League, and only the best will win.
Just blaze, Godzilla bankroll, stones and silly on, yo, I ain't got it all. That means I'm barely home, trailblazers, stay ballin' with vengeance. My arts is crafty, dogs, why I stuck on Laffy Taffy, wondering, how did y'all get past me? I've been doing this before, now it's dropping nasty.
Something amazing is happening here. The next era of AI has arrived. CDW data engineers are helping organizations harness the power of AI with Intel Core Ultra processors. The power to run workloads faster means greater performance, giving your team a better shot at success. Make amazing happen. CDW.
Time to call a credit repair company to fix my credit. Hold the phone, man. You can do it yourself with Credit Versio. That's way too hard. Call the credit repair company. Most credit repair companies only work on 1 or 2 accounts at a time, making it slow and expensive. You won't figure that out for months. Ignore him. Credit Versio's brilliant software scans all 3 credit bureaus, finds the accounts that are hurting your score, and guides you through the entire process. Anyone can do it. Let's fast forward and see the results. Wow, I fixed my own credit and saved hundreds. You can do this. Visit creditversio.com.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With Venture X, earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and get access to over 1,300 airport lounges. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
way.
We're close. Let's go.
With Nissan, fun has no limits.
November is American Diabetes Month, but we're not here to celebrate it. Not when diabetes is gripping us and hurting us. At the American Diabetes Association, we're here to make a stand. Join us, add your passion, lift up your loved ones and those in need, and move us closer to a cure. Someday, we can celebrate. Until then, we fight.
The walking tree is said to change its entire location in pursuit of sunlight. Where could reinvention take your business? Accenture. Let there be change.
Black culture feeds fashion, but fashion doesn't always feed us. So McDonald's is pairing 5 rising Black designers with 5 fashion insiders. Together, we can change the face of fashion.
No charger?
It's a Mac. The battery lasts all day. See you next week.
I wanna see all my friends at once. I wanna see all my friends at once. I wanna see all my friends at once. I wanna see all my friends at once.
Something amazing is happening here. Inventory is practically moving itself, quickly and securely. Classrooms are getting more immersive. Data is powering insights and imagination. CDW partners with you to get the most from your technology. We work with you to plan it, build it at scale, and manage it, so you can do amazing things. Make amazing happen. CDW.
Prime Big Deal Days is coming October 8th and 9th. With exclusive savings just for Prime members, you'll feel like a big deal. Shop deals on electronics, fashion, and more this Prime Big Deal Days, October 8th and 9th.
Urban Edge Network is the premier media platform bringing the rich culture of historically Black colleges and universities into the mainstream.
The head of the pack, back on top.
HBCU Plus is the #1 streaming platform for HBCUs with over 200 live games and is available on over 300 million devices. Urban Edge Network has invested over $6 million in HBCU infrastructure improvements with additional monetization opportunities slated for 2024. UEN is charting new territory by representing the first ever HBCU gymnastics program and broadcasting exclusive live streaming of HBCU women's sports.
Everyone in on the action now, and a beautiful finish.
UEN's diversified portfolio helps brands connect authentically with diverse audiences across the HBCU landscape and build lifelong relationships with millions of viewers loyal to the HBCU culture.
Godzilla bankroll, stole some silly on, yo, I ain't got it all. That means I'm barely home, trailblazers, stay ballin' with vengeance. My arts is crafty, dogs, why y'all stuck on Laffy Taffy, wonder I've been doing this before, now it's dropping nasty.
This is it. Our last night sharing a room. Tomorrow, we'll be in our new home.
They told you buying a home would take years, but didn't help you start. Still, you kept trying.
You'll have a yard to play in, a place to dream.
Hope makes it happen. With tailored mortgage solutions, Hope Credit Union makes homeownership happen for thousands of people, regardless of income or credit. Brighter futures begin with Hope.
Hey, it's Jairus. Let me show you how I created my dorm room vibe for less with Amazon. I have tons of different clothes. I have some pajama pants, more pajama pants. People say I have too much. I don't really listen to people. I love to journal. I got my gratitude journal, I got my mantra journal, and I got my 5-minute journal. And oh, I got a package from Amazon. Let's see what we got for today. This is perfect. This is my journal that I journal about journaling. Dear Diary, I wish I had more PJs.
Hey, sweet new gear. It's like Best Buy hooked you guys up.
Pretty sick, right?
What is that?
That's our traveling trophy. Oh. That's what's up, man.
Ah, a goat for the goats. Fits these pro-level setups.
Last year's trophy.
Not a goat.
Nope.
What if you could get all the latest and greatest gaming gear from one place?
Is that your new Nissan Rogue?
Yeah, crazy story. So this morning, I'm at the Nissan Thrill of Summer sales event, taking a test drive. When Dave, the sales guy, is like, "You're gonna love this." He shows me the best-in-class fuel economy and lets me know it's recommended by Consumer Reports. When Dave says, "These cars are going fast," I knew I had to have that Rogue.
Nissan offers 6 vehicles starting under $30,000, like Rogue, with 2.9% financing for 60 months.
November is American Diabetes Month, but we're not here to celebrate it. Join us and move us closer to a cure. Someday, we can celebrate. Until then, we fight.
The walking tree is said to change its entire location in pursuit of sunlight. Where could reinvention take your business? Accenture. Let there be change.
Urban Edge Network is the premier media platform bringing the rich culture of historically Black colleges and universities into the mainstream.
Ahead of the pack, back on top.
HBCU Plus is the #1 streaming platform for HBCUs with over 200 live games and is available on over 300 million devices. Urban Edge Network has invested over $6 million in HBCU infrastructure improvements, with additional monetization opportunities slated for 2024. UEN is charting new territory by representing the first ever HBCU gymnastics program and broadcasting exclusive live streaming of HBCU women's sports.
Everyone in on the action now, and a beautiful finish.
UEN's diversified portfolio helps brands connect authentically with diverse audiences across the HBCU landscape and build lifelong relationships with millions of viewers loyal to the HBCU culture.
week, and you're watching the 2024 FHSAA Football Regional Semifinal on the Miami 305 Plus and the HBCU Plus Network. The FHSAA is now on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Snapchat, tweet like us, and tag us on your social platforms by searching for FHSAA. Keep up with the teams and people who strive to make high school athletes in the state of Florida the best. Be a fan of it all by following us on social media at FHSAA. Welcome back to the second half, Ben. Man, you did a great job with the first half, and it's been an exciting game. What do you think they were talking about in the locker room?
I think they were just talking about adjustments. If you're the Trojans, you want to figure out what you did well, which is obviously early on with Ty Collins, you ran the football really well to the outside. With that element of your game seemingly missing, unless we see Ty Collins make his way onto the actual football field, which would be awesome. I highly doubt it, though. The way that he was not carted off, but limped off the football field, it's got to be a lower ankle, and it's going to be tough to put weight on that. Without that, you've got to lean on Diamond, and Diamond looked not just fatigued, but honestly at the end there looked visibly frustrated on the last play. Body language is everything to me, and when a team feels like they don't have a true opportunity to win, which is what the Trojans' body language showed me, it's not a great sign for the second half. I hope they were able to go in there and regroup. I'm sure Ben Hammer gave them a great message, a former offensive lineman himself. He's a real motivator. He can keep the big boys motivated, especially up front. That's the strongest unit of that team. But otherwise, they know they have to win through the run, and I think they have to make it more balanced, even though it's going to be tough and a blowout football game.
Well, they say diamonds are made under pressure, so let's see what he can live up to his game this evening. We'll see how he makes out in the second half with his team down 50-6. He definitely had the load going in. He definitely needed that rest for halftime, and we'll see how it worked out. Maybe get him a few more as he get ready to start the second half. And we'll see what happens. This first possession for the Trojans will be important to see what kind of scheme they come out of the locker room with.
It will be, and for the Northwestern Bulls, this has to feel like a really good, not wins just yet, but a really good performance so far. They've been dealing with a lot of noise all week. Earlier this week, the FHSAA was apparently looking into a Miami Northwestern football player's alleged use of an ineligible player. It was first reported by USA Today, the Naples Daily News, and it's since been picked up by Sports Illustrated. Of course, the Florida High School Athletic Association is looking into allegations that Miami Northwestern High School's football team, which is coached by former NFL quarterback Teddy Bridgewater, used an ineligible fifth-year player who is in his 9th semester. Each of those things are not allowed by the FHSAA bylaw 9.5.1, in which the limit is 8 consecutive semesters. This player is reportedly in his 9th consecutive semester. There was a transcript obtained by both the Miami Herald and by Naples that was verified by other school officials that says that this player was apparently enrolled in the fall of 2020, which would line up perfectly or imperfectly, if you're the Northwestern Bulls, with that timeline of violating this rule. It seems like for now they're going to play out their games here. Of course, this is a very scary situation, I think, for football fans earlier this week, because they know that their arch rival, Northwesterns, in Miami Central, had to forfeit a game, all their games, quite frankly, all their wins this season because of the same situation. And it's coincidentally the reason why, technically, according to the box score, Northwestern now has a 6-game win streak. They had lost to the Miami Central Rockets, but because of the way it appears in the box score as a forfeit win,
it moves on. So that's going to be, that's a tricky situation.
It's all related in a really weird way. So, yeah, definitely a storyline coming into tonight. But the Bulls
coming off of 4 straight wins, so we'll see how they won this evening, too.
Absolutely. So both teams looking to get a win in the column tonight. Of course, the playoffs, win or go home. And the Bulls seemingly have bulldozed past this issue from earlier in the week. Ethan Silva out to kick this one. Can't wait to see what they show us here in the second half.
To show what they have early. They get the ball for the first start of the second half, and we'll see what their offense can do. The Northwestern defense has been kind of had the Trojans number all night, waiting for them on each time, only allowing on the board once.
And that one is the second return of the game. Diamond is the one who makes this grab, and he's eventually brought down. I think Ethan Silva's a really talented kicker, so I don't know if he put it precisely there, but if I'm him, that's very favorable for this Northwestern team, right? They're going to wear him down as the night goes on.
And we talked about him needing a rest and showing what he could do, but now he's even returning kickoffs. So, hey, we'll find out what's happening as we start the second half. It's the Bulls 50, Trojans 6, and they've got a very important first start. If they can move the ball down and score, it will at least give them some life and some hope for the second half. So let's see what happens as they line up.
So far, the Northwestern Bulls, after a 50-point first half, outpacing themselves compared to last week's incredible 69-0 win. They could hit 100 in this one. Technically, they're on pace to, but right now we're going to see the Trojans on the field first offensively, and let's see what they show us. Carter Quinn decides to fake it, throws it to the outside. Good reception there by Jaden Pino on the left side. It seems like there might be an injury on the outside, some players slow to get up. And Northwestern's DBs celebrating big time right now. Feels like they know they've got a decent lead built up here, and they are going to relish in this one.
They've got an exciting position to play, so they're enjoying it and feeling well with the lead.
They also understand the ball is going to come to them more than ever before, so they can really pin their ears back and eat if they want to. So with that, the Trojans have a first down on the field, waiting on the chains to move currently. That back chain makes it seem like they don't quite have it just yet, but in the stadium it was called.
Turnover.
Oh, turnover. That's why there was so much celebrating going on. So Lanier is going to make a play there. He's going to race to the end zone, makes a man miss, and is not ever brought down. Another touchdown for this Bulls team, and the Trojans visibly upset.
We were talking about that the Trojans had to do something on their first drive coming out to give them some hope for the second half. And inside of their 20, they have a turnover to give the Bulls the ball back. And the first play for scrimmage in the second half, the Bulls go in for a score again.
I just saw that scoreboard tick up for the Bulls. One more score at a time here in the stadium, and that has got to be a demoralizing feeling if you're a Trojans fan, because it has been tough sledding. You've now got a 50-point deficit to overcome, maybe even 51 if Ethan Silva sends this through the uprights. And like we've mentioned, you don't want to be your own worst enemy, and their turnovers have been the bane of their existence.
And they weren't starting the ball off good. They were coming out of the half, getting ready to execute whatever they talked about at halftime, and they have a turnover. So let's see how they do.
And so Silva sends that one through the uprights, which means 57-6. The Trojans trail by 51 here at the Mecca. Can they overcome it? We will see. Back on the other side of a commercial break.
Siri, what's the name of the guy I had a meeting with a couple of months ago at Cafe Grinnell?
You met Zach Wingate at Cafe Grinnell.
Hey.
Zach!
Oh, wow, I didn't think you'd remember me.
Yeah, of course. As soon as I saw you, I'm like, it's Zach. Nobody walks like Zach.
Something amazing is happening here. The next era of AI has arrived. CDW data engineers are helping organizations harness the power of AI with Intel Core Ultra processors. The power to run workloads faster means greater performance, giving your team a better shot at success. Make amazing happen. CDW.
The second half of play of football, Bulls against the Trojans. Northwestern is kicking off after starting the second half with recovering the fumble inside the 20 and taking it in for a score. Now 57-6.
They're definitely kicking right now. I thought you were going to go somewhere else with that, to be honest. I was like, man, he's being really honest about the direction this game is headed in, but it's been an exciting one so far. Diamond once again. Oh, and that's going to be a part of a Here Comes the Boom edit. I know it. I'm going to see that on my For You page when I get home.
Diamond is definitely getting a lot of pressure tonight. It's going to be rough going. 7:24
So the Trojans have had so much offensive production coming into tonight over the course of the season. Not only has their receiving game been on point, with 2 receivers averaging more than 50 receiving yards per game, but they also had 2 backs this season go for over 1,000 yards, and 2 backs average more than 100 yards per game. Of course, one of those was Nino Joseph.
Diamond appears to be shaken up.
You're absolutely right. Yeah, you saw it in the first half. He was just really worn out, and immediately once he gets to the sideline, he kind of slowly goes down there. And his whole team kind of looking off to the side there, even as they await the play call.
Yeah, it's rough because he started the half off, even receiving the opening kickoff.
And we see the quarterback, Carter Quinn, take off his helmet, talking to a teammate, walking his way over as well. I mean, Diamond has been through some serious punishment tonight. He's now talking to his coach, Ben Hammer. Wonder what Hammer feels like right now. How do you adjust? They've overcome so much this season. It's his 2nd season as the Trojans head football coach. They've turned things around in more ways than one. This program started their season 3-4, rattled off 4 straight wins, found themselves fighting for a playoff spot, and now have the opportunity to play the Northwestern Bulls, but their team is getting decimated right now. And of course, Ben Hammer doing a great job of keeping these young men rallied.
Diamond is up under his own power, walking down the sideline now with some assistance. So we pray that he is doing better. And we'll check to see if we see him later in the game. We need to get him some rest, sit him down. And
Carson takes the snap, looks left, and it is almost picked off once more by the Bulls.
The Northwestern DBs are almost like they're waiting for the ball from the quarterback.
It's incredible. It looks like they're running routes right now, and this clock is rolling here in the stadium. Just above 6:06 to go and counting down here in the 3rd. Of course, the Bulls have built up a decent margin here, which means that clock will stay running here in the stadium. Carter Quinn, a bobbled snap, and he's going to land on it.
Ooh, they're definitely becoming their own most enemy, as you said. They're inside the 20 once again. The pressure is on because the Bulls are bringing that pressure with them in the backfield.
Well, you have to be honest about what this team is and what they're overcoming right now. Their strength all year long has been their run game. And their run game coming into tonight was already decimated, and now they've lost 2 guys under center. It's been tough sledding. We'll see you on the other side of a quick commercial break.
It's a big match for the National Women's Soccer League, and only the best will win.
Just birds, Godzilla bankroll, stones from Chile on, yo, I ain't got it all. That means I'm barely home, trailblazers, stay ballin' with vengeance. My arts is crafty, dogs, why I stop on Laffy Taffy, wondering, shot, get past me, I've been doing this before, now it's dropping nasty.
Something amazing is happening here. The next era of AI has arrived. CDW data engineers are helping organizations harness the power of AI with Intel Core Ultra processors. The power to run workloads faster means greater performance, giving your team a better shot at success. Make amazing happen. CDW.
We're back, and the Florida High School Athletic Association recognizes corporate partners who help make the FHSAA Football Championship possible. Team Up, the official merchandise company of the FHSAA, Gatorade, the thirst quencher, Max Prep, the official score statistics of the FHSAA, GoFan, the official online ticket provider of the FHSAA, Herff Jones, the official championship ring partner of the Florida High School Sports Athletic Association, and the NFSHA Network of the official online partner of the FSSAA, and Wilson, provider of the official game ball for the 2024 Florida High School Sports Athletic Association Football Championship. Please support our corporate partners.
As a Columbus explorer who was a big football fan, certainly familiar with the name Herff Jones. Our guys were ordering rings from there pretty often. A nice downfield ball, once again picked off by the Bulls, and this looks like it could be a pick six. And with that home run speed, it sure is.
It is.
The Bulls now have 60 plus on the board here compared to the Trojans 6. It is going to be a tough one to dig out of this for the Trojans.
Those third and fourth down passes have been rough all night.
I think when, like you said, when they watch the tape, they're going to know it. They were brought under pressure. That pass rush is pinning their ears back. They're getting after it, and he's being forced to make decisions under duress, and Quinn just has not put the ball in the right spot. Look at the camera right now, and it looks like we've got an injured Trojan on the field. Ben Hammer on the field right now. He looks like he's very animated with the official, clearly talking to him about whatever happened to his injured player. And take a look at that. He is clearly upset about something that happened during that play. And coach, of course, not necessarily content with the performance this team has put on tonight, and certainly this is just adding fuel to that fire.
Right, and we don't see any of the players get hurt, and we don't want them losing in more ways than one, but they definitely need to keep the game in the reps.
And it's clear the Trojans, although they have home run speed talent, depth is not their strength. They've lost so many guys this season. They're asking guys to play out of position, and there's only one Travis Hunter on the planet, right? It's not easy to ask somebody who hasn't played a certain position all year long to say, hey, you're a wide receiver, you're a tight end, you're a running back tonight.
That's
not
the Bulls' third pick of the night. Another pick six. So they pinned them back many times. The Trojans have not had a good start for the third quarter. They ended the first half with possibility of some life, but came out in the second half, and that seemed to have vanished.
And the thing about the South Florida playoff bracket is it's supposed to get tougher as the weeks go on. Last week, this is a team in the Bulls that scored 69 and pitched a shutout defensively. Final score was 69-0. Now with this extra point through the uprights, it's 64-6, 2:17 and counting to go in the third quarter. Looks like the Bulls are going to outpace themselves compared to last week. And there's also some action going on across South Florida here. Some fireworks in the sky on that Miami skyline. Beautiful night here as we look on to the bay.
And the Bulls are not trying to run the score up. They've actually just scored on some.
They're playing methodical football, yeah.
They've scored on pick six. They've scored off on a handout to the left that took 80 yards to the house. So they're not intentionally running the score up. They're just taking advantage of opportunities and playing good Bulls football.
Absolutely. I couldn't have said it better myself. Feels like they're on rookie mode right now, and like the Trojans, unfortunately, with their injuries and fatigue, are playing on all Madden.
Trojans will get the ball back once again. Running time. We've got coming up on 1 minute. So we'll see if this kickoff will happen in the third quarter or we'll go to the fourth.
And it looks like they're going to be asking different guys to step up in the backfield here. And not sure if Jaden Pino on your screen right now will become the de facto running back, or maybe his partner.
They get the kickoff in the third. It's a touchback.
And Gage just lets that one go into the end zone for a touchback. So they'll start their possession at the 20-yard line, 40 and counting here. Don't think they'll get a playoff before the start of the fourth quarter. So with that, each team will head to their respective sidelines, send out their offense.
Watching that and his accuracy, I think that the opening kickoff for the second half was sent right to help wear him down at the beginning of the play.
Well, Ethan Silva is a very talented young man, has a lot of offers to Division I schools, some Ivy Leagues as well, very smart young man as well. And like we said, I didn't want to speculate. I didn't want to give too much credit necessarily, but Ethan Silva's a talented guy with a great leg. I wouldn't be surprised if the coach told him, hey, send that one towards the right side of the end zone and force him to field it, because we saw how visibly tired and frustrated he was, and it ended up being the tail of the tape. So with the end of the third quarter, We're going to send you over to a quick commercial break. Current score is Bulls 64, Trojans 6.
Something amazing is happening here. Inventory is practically moving itself, quickly and securely. Classrooms are getting more immersive. Data is powering insights and imagination. CDW partners with you to get the most from your technology. We work with you to plan it, build it at scale, and manage it, so you can do amazing things. Make amazing happen. CDW.
Back as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. Football fans, the best games are yet to be played. Make plans to attend the 2024 Florida High School Football State Championship games. The intense action of these games take place December 6th for the Royal Classic at the Range High School Moore Stadium, and December 11th through the 14th for Classic 1A through 7A at Pitbull Stadium at the Florida International University in Miami. Come out and watch the best of football, high school football play. Visit FHSAA website at FHSAA.com for more information.
So Dwayne Liberal seems like the guy, number 12, that is going to step up here for this football team in terms of the running back position after multiple injuries tonight to Ty Collins and, of course, Diamond on the previous drive.
It's 3rd and 11, and as we said all night, third down has been a tricky ground for the Trojans. Let's say they survived this one.
I think he'll be very frustrated. Quinn will be when he comes back and he watches the tape on third down. Throws this one downfield. Ends up in the hands of a very talented receiver. Jude comes down with it. A great play there on third down.
And they convert for a first down.
So just as we were saying, right? You can never count them out. Great play there. He had another marquee third down like that in the first half, and to be honest, we really hadn't seen that since then. But what I was going to say, which now kind of feels like it's null and void, is he's going to watch the tape back on this game, specifically third down, I'm sure, when he cuts it up, and he's going to be like, I made the wrong decision so many times, and it's going to irk him, but hopefully it'll make him better going into next season.
And now, unfortunately, even though they're moving the ball, time is not going to be on their side.
It's not. The running clock with 10-12.
But they hope to at least make some scores to close out and make it a good.
Of course. Keep it respectable. Some pre-snap motion over there. Quinn keeps it.
Pass.
Kicks it out to Jude. Jude, once again, gaining some yards after the catch there before eventually being forced out of bounds by that very talented Bulls DB unit.
It may be that losing both of their running backs, they have now gone to the passing game. Seem to have success for this drive, so we'll see how they're doing.
One of their better drives in terms of progress tonight, right? They only had one that really made it deep into their territory when they scored. They had one where they were stifled. Now if they can keep things moving, they're still 35 yards out.
Got back-to-back first downs. Let's see how they move.
Exactly. Quinn takes it, looks left, hits Gage. Gage with some yards after the catch. Not quite enough for a first down, but will certainly keep things moving in the right direction for this football team.
That is their third consecutive pass to the left, so we'll see how that works out. That can be a dangerous play.
Well, the Bulls have some smart DBs, as you were hinting. They're going to get aggressive there, and if they sense another screen pass coming, they're going to eat. And they give it once more straight up the middle here to Liberal. Picks up a nice gain there. Looks like it might be enough for a first down. And it is.
So they're moving the ball. 8:37.
Vale Jean-Baptiste in the backfield moves forward. Quinn takes the snap, looks left once more, and the DBs were right all over it. And Gage is tripped up right there. And so Gage, obviously, that wide receiver one this season for this team, averaging 60-plus yards per game, has had some nice moments tonight, but not nearly the production that I expected from him going into this one. And that's a credit more than anything to this Bulls DB unit, which has been on fire, and they've been flying around all night. Some real ball hawks. Oh, and that one's deflected down immediately. But he caught it somehow. Unbelievable. Tight window there. The pass rusher got a hand on it and still found its way into the hands of the Trojans receiver.
This drive would give them some life, but the clock is not on their side.
It's not. 7:22 and counting to go in this ball game. Bulls lead 64-6. Quinn takes the snap, looks right, throws, hits his man, and it looks like it was caught. The Trojans have a second touchdown through the air, and that deserves all the credit in the world. Their ability to adapt. This is a football team built on the ground.
One of the best drives of the night after having two players go down. So they're putting a score on the board, but time is not going to allow them. With 64-6, with 6:45 left in the contest.
Quinn to the other side, a flag thrown this time. Looks like he was going for two, so 6:30 to go. And so because of that flag, they'll get a redo on the two-point conversion. Looks like they're going to go for it once more here. Try to recover from that earlier extra point. Quinn gives it to his man straight to the middle, and he is met by that Bulls defensive line, and that goes nowhere.
The Bulls defense have met the challenge each time tonight.
And look at 10. Visibly, once again, the punishment that this Bulls defensive line is imposing tonight cannot be overstated. Every time we see the next guy up at that running back position for this Trojans team, after a couple snaps under center, they get up and they're like, what hit me?
They are feeling the weight.
Absolutely.
Of those Bulls, literally.
And with that, we'll send it over to a break. We'll be back shortly.
You're back and you're watching the 2024 FHSAA Football Regional Semifinals on Miami 305 Plus and the HBCU Plus Network.
And take a look at the Bulls here. They are just quietly confident, just as their coaches. They really do embody his style, right? Some celebrations earlier in the game on the turnover, but otherwise, even though they have a 64-12 lead, they haven't been too... They haven't showboated too much tonight. They've been pretty good sports. Yeah, 100%. This team's identity definitely leans more towards the nonchalant side than the bombastic side when it comes to celebrations. They're not expecting a super far kick here, I don't think. This is a pretty unique special teams unit, and of course they expect the onside kick. Looks like Calvin Russell Jr. might have it, and he's running back the other side. There was nobody in front of him. And are they going to rule a penalty or just say that he was down? I'm not quite sure, to be honest. But yeah. I didn't see a flag on the play. I think they might have just ruled him down is what it was. So that was Nick St. Joseph Jr. taking it in the other direction. And he was home free had he not been ruled down. With this upcoming possession, you don't want to count your chickens before they hatch, so to speak, but the Bulls could have 70 by the end of this particular possession on the board with a touchdown. They currently lead 64-12 against the Trojans, under 5 to go and a running clock in this ball game.
Well, tonight they've scored almost, I think it's been every time they've had the ball.
They scored on every possession.
Every possession they put up some points.
And then some, of course, because of those
pick sixes.
Yes. The only thing they're missing for a complete football game would be a special teams touchdown, which they really haven't had the opportunity to do up until that onside kick, which he was ruled down on.
Right, because he was definitely going to the house.
100%. So Strotter hits that one to the outside, and you can tell that is not a starter on the field for sure. A little bit smaller in size and stature, giving some of those young guys the opportunity
to play.
Christian Anderson, the 9th grade defensive back, in at wide receiver. And even though Strotter is still under center and in command, certainly telling some of those more talented receivers, hey, let's stick to the sideline here. Strotter takes the snap, looks left, hits his man for a nice completion. Not enough for a first down, but he fights his way.
Went back for the same play. One picked up about 9, it looks like.
That was Odell Jolly, the 3rd, with the reception. Short yardage situation. They're going to give it to the back who takes it straight up the middle and then some. I saw a flag come flying in from the official. He threw that flag at the pile, and it looks like it's going to go against the Northwestern Bulls based on the initial movement from the Bulls themselves.
You may have a few younger players in the game now with a few jitters because they haven't had many penalties all night, so now they're just getting to get it together.
They've played a clean football game, which wasn't necessarily the tale to take for them as they started the season. They've come such a long way with Coach Bridgewater in his first season. 2:24 and a running clock to go. Strotter hands it off straight up the middle, and he's breaking away. What a play, is eventually brought down by the Trojans.
For another first down.
Unbelievable run from Royce Santos, the 10th grade running back. Like we said, getting those young guys in the rotation, give them some playing time here in a game that is all but said and done.
And that was a touchdown-saving tackle. He was to the house, and that missed that.
And we're going through the 2-minute warning here. Strotter under center. First down, hands it off once more. Santos takes it up the middle. Another first down for the Bulls. And these linebackers, I mean, there's somebody visibly down for this Trojans team, number 20. Looks like Michael Vasquez, the junior strong safety, and he's writhing in pain, unfortunately. And he looks visibly shaken. Coach immediately runs out into the field. And with that, we're going to send you over to a momentary break. We'll be back on the other side.
Something amazing is happening here. Inventory is practically moving itself, quickly and securely. Classrooms are getting more immersive. Data is powering insights and imagination. CDW partners with you to get the most from your technology. We work with you to plan it, build it at scale, and manage it, so you can do amazing things. Make amazing happen. CDW.
And you're watching the end of the 2024 FSHAA Football Regional Semifinals for the Miami 305 Plus and the HBCU Plus Network. Under a minute 30 left in the game. A great game between the Bulls and the Trojans.
1:24 running clock. Strotter under center. Officials are going to say, take a breather here. They will resume play after a 10-second runoff due to injury. Strotter takes the snap, hands it off to Santos, who cuts to the left side, and with his home run speed might find himself going all the way, brought down just shy of the 10-yard line. Looks like the ball comes out. There was a pile immediately after he went down, which leads me to believe the ball might have come loose down the left side. Waiting on a signal for who recovered this football. 46 seconds to go. There's a blocking in the back penalty. The ball feels like it came loose. In the end, too little, too late. 40 seconds to go in this ball game, and it's all but over here. The Bulls trounce the Trojans with a 64-12 margin, nearly beating their own margin of victory last week when they won 69-0 in their first playoff game under Coach Bridgewater, who has these young men rolling in his first season. They're going to substitute their men off the field. 10 to go, a flag, and they're going to attempt a final kick. And with 8 seconds to go, they will not get it off. It'll be ruled a false start. And with that, the clock expires here in the stadium. What a ball game. Partner, what did you observe?
It was a great game. The score 64, Trojans 12. But the Trojans ended the game on a good note. They had a good final drive and a good defensive drive at the end of the game. So they have some things to build on. But with losing some players, the second half was not their friend at all.
It was not. And in the end, they can hang their hat on the fact that, you know what, we've got a lot of guys coming back next year. This was a team built on very talented underclassmen. But in the end, because of injuries and availability, we just couldn't showcase that this playoff time around. Ben Hammer, only in his second year as the Trojans head coach. He'll run it back next year, and this team has a lot of promise. For my partner, I'm Benjamin Cure. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Final score, Bulls 64, Trojans 12.
We want to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving, safe travels, and join us back for our next broadcast. Ben, great working with you, brother.
Great working with you too. Appreciate it. Good night, everyone.
Good night. Have a happy Thanksgiving. Have a Merry Christmas. And